So I think that's the other thing you can teach in organizations is, when you see your colleagues, your customers, anyone feel like they need a listening ear, just sit back and don't say anything and just listen.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Management Minutes with Mika and friends. Thanks so much to the GovLoop team for hosting our quick conversations around workplace, leadership, life, and love, yes, love at work. I am so excited to welcome my friend and colleague, Raj Sharma, who is founder and CEO of Public Spend Forum. And today we're going to talk to you all about human-centered leadership and empathy as a business skill. Welcome, Raj.
Hey, thank you so much, Mika, for having me.
Well, I'm excited to dive in and talk a little bit about your TEDx talk because you mentioned the 3 Ps of why people work at all. And I'd love for you to talk about that talk and what you meant about those 3 Ps and maybe how you balance those factors in your own work and life.
So actually the 3 Ps are purpose, personal growth, and people. So if you really believe in kind of the potential of each and every person, and I do, what can we do as organizations, as individuals, as colleagues to tap into that? So one is, I think it's well studied, purpose, making sure that we really enjoy the work and we're passionate about it. Not everything we do is always going to be the most enjoyable, but can we give people something they get excited about every morning? Personal growth is there. All of us, no matter what we do, we want to feel like we're doing something great, we're contributing, but also growing every day. So can we challenge people in a way that we, again, put them in situations where we provide support, but we also challenge them and help them grow? And then third is people. And what I mean by people is generally, when we go to work environments, whether it's on Zoom or whether it's in a physical workplace, we spend more time with our colleagues than we do with our loved ones. And so we want to enjoy the people we work with.
Raj, thank you so much for explaining that about the 3 Ps. It really makes a lot of sense to me. So you've led and supported various innovation and transformative sort of initiatives across the government and defense sectors. Can you talk to us a little bit about how empathy plays a role in that?
Again, part of my passion and I think my skill set is creating new things and taking on really challenging problems. And I think what's really important and where empathy comes in and really design thinking even comes in is making sure that no matter what idea we have, we always gravitate back from an innovation standpoint. The way one person or one set of personas, let's say, envisions or understands a problem or feels it, right, might be different than another. I think if you're kind of in an organization where you're experiencing, some frustrations like we all do, or you're trying to, as a business, solve some for your customers. And I think if you know the framework of ethos, pathos, logos, pathos is about understanding emotionally people's pain and empathy from that standpoint. So I think that's really, really important from an innovation standpoint, how I've tried to step back from no matter what a great idea I might have had and say, okay, it's not really about my idea. It's about, what you're feeling.
Oh, yeah, that's so powerful. You're right about that. Let's talk about how you cultivate that culture of empathy. How do we measure or reward or incentivize sort of empathy as a skill amongst the people that we work with?
I think it's something that it's not easy, I would say. One is just kind of a broader understanding that, we need to really understand if we see somebody who seems to be in pain in some way or not happy, can we just take time to understand, put ourselves in their shoes, right? What I've found also is that it's not that easy to teach people empathy itself. But I think then the other thing you can teach, and what I've tried to cultivate is, I think we know that from a trust standpoint, just listening, it shows that you care, right? You may not completely understand because there are going to be situations where we cannot put ourselves in somebody's shoes, right? But what I can do is be there. So I think that's the other thing you can teach in organizations.
Yeah. And sometimes it's even giving space to maybe pause for a moment, in an engagement, an interaction, a conversation. But if we come to it through the lens of empathy and sort of that human-centered design approach to how we work together, sometimes it can really resolve itself and not evolve and iterate into like further conflict.
If I could just add one thing, I think what you just said is not to assume intent. I read an email and I'm just guessing your tone, and maybe you meant something else, right? So I think if we can actually step back from assuming intent, like we can read somebody's mind, and then take time to have that conversation, what we find is most conflicts or misunderstandings that happen can be resolved really quickly.
I agree, actually, and I like to say assume positive intent. So
Yes.
Raj, thank you so much for joining us on Management Minutes today. I know we could continue talking about this for such a long time, but if people want to learn more, they can go and check out your TEDx talk and of course, follow you on LinkedIn. I love all your social posts. Thank you for being such a great advocate for change. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much.